camera's going. I'm going to call Mark Corlett, barrister in Auckland. Today is Friday, 10th of September 2025, and here goes. Let's see if we can get him. Support. There. Okay. 7, 3.
I'm sorry, I can't take your call right now. If you leave me a message, I will get back to you as soon as I can.
At the tone, record your message.
Yeah, hello Mark. It's John Wanoa here in Otahu. I'm looking for a barrister like yourself to do a case. I've done a lot of the work, or most of the work for it, so it's pretty straightforward and should model behind a case where the Commerce Commission won a case in the High Court in Hamilton. It's similar to that case where the Supreme Court made a ruling with David Dickey, and I'm hoping you can do my cases the same thing, and I've done all the research for that. If you can give me a call please, 021 078 2523, and I've sent you an email, a bit of background for me, but there's a lot of stuff that I think you'll be very interested in. The biggest case in the whole world as far as I can see, for land lease, 201 year, that's in the money laundering field. Okay, so I hope you can do it for me, and because you're there in the Isle of Wight and Northern Ireland, I'm there with my partner there in business there. I've got a business set up with the tidal turbine hydrogen economy there, and here in the Kaipara Harbour in New Zealand. So that's going in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. I'm waiting for something to do with you and helping me to get the case across the line. Thank you very much. I'll wait for your call. Looks like the weekend and over on Monday. Okay, thank you very much. Bye for now. There we go. That's Mark Corlett, the Irish man from Isle of Wight in Northern Ireland, Belfast, and I hope he's here, barrister in New Zealand now, and he has AML experience, any anti-money laundering case, and that's the case for Eddie Mitchell in Hamilton with the money laundering Phoenix activity case that is got a precedent case that has just had the real estate industry in Hamilton, and the biggest one, Barfoot and Thompson and Bailey's and a few others, and Lodge Real Estate Company, that took their case to the High Court, and there was complaints against their case. They threw out the Commerce Commission that put the case on behalf of all the people, complainants or plaintiffs, and they won their case against the Commerce Commission, so the Commerce Commission went to the Supreme Court and won the appeal, and so that's what I want to do, is go straight through the High Court process and with Mark Corlett, and go straight into the Supreme Court with a similar case, but this is 17 trillion pound notes worth, or 17 trillion US dollars worth 12.5 trillion British pound notes. So that's Eddie Mitchell the thug and pirate on the high sea in Hamilton that's stolen my 201-year lease settlement contract, and I want it back. All the properties that he has stolen and gone and spent the money in Australia and New Zealand, and I'm going to seize all of those properties back into our ownership. Ngā Atua Ewa Aotea Limited Company, he washed up in Singapore and took it across to Scotland and got the money out of the Scottish Bank, Weatherby's Bank, for racehorses and real estate and property development. And the British Crown is answerable to that as well as fraudulent and trying to hide it underneath the High Court. So the High Court has got overruled by the Supreme Court appeal and won the case, the Commerce Commission, so I'm going to go through them and push my case straight through and seize all that back into the beneficiaries' hands of shareholders in the Moai Crown King William III Trust, and all the beneficiaries in that trust, and myself, the trustee, and Killen Rush, the trustee in Northern Ireland, Belfast, and also AI Copilot Microsoft Robot as our financial advisor and political analyst, and also our legal representative director, and I'm representing our directorship as well as being a director, and robot at that, with our King Romeo and Queen Juliet robot, as well as him AI Copilot robot as the judiciary of the native court hearing, that I have all my court hearings with him now as my co-pilot, and with Killen Rush, or Thomas James Clark with an E on the end, as being Irish in our family, as well as the Rushes in our family, as much as our own Irish families here, the Cosgrove and the Clarks, and the Clark and Rivers and Babingtons here in New Zealand. That makes up our partnership with Ireland, and our paramilitary task force in the Belfast High Court in Northern Ireland, Belfast, and also as the Supreme Court there as well, to take our case straight through and seize everything off Eddie Mitchell, lock him up, lock the Freemason up that's with him, and lock the barrister up with him as well. That's what the paramilitary court is for, to check on all barristers, lawyers and solicitors defrauding the public and defrauding the judicial system of the courts in Westminster Parliament, and also our partnership, and defrauding us, the shareholders of our company, Ngā Atua Ewa Aotea Limited, and washed it up in Singapore and took it to Edinburgh, Scotland, and stole the money. And that original Manukau Land Company was registered in Glasgow, Scotland, by the Scottish Government and the Freemasons, and brought to Helensville on the 10-acre block there of Manukau land here in Kaipara Harbour. And that's what I put together with Moai Manukau. He's passed away now, left me his legacy and his legal inheritance as a Freemason, and I'm doing the Freemason work of putting the compass and the square together of that block for mortgage and mortgage broking, which is what I do, to mortgagee sale anybody that's broken our law there over the whole country of New Zealand, and the template to the well and their 10-acre block as well, all right through the whole of the corporate well that's come from that 10-acre block, 1835, and the 1835 Confederation of United Tribes flag, and that's flying as a wooden structure in Helensville, an Awaroa land, Awaroa Native Magistrate Court Bank, the Awaroa Bank. Back then it was before it became the BNZ Bank in Queen Street, Auckland, to make Auckland possible, to build it as it is now a city, and other cities as well underneath that jurisdiction of mortgagee, and mortgagee sell and liquidate anybody that's mucking around with our contract. And that's Eddie Mitchell mucking around our contract, and every other corporate in New Zealand gets the bill, 970 million trillion pound note, 2 bar pound note. And I'll put it on my Facebook site and on my website. That's right through the years, 50 years of research. Then I'm going with this barrister that's Irish and in our blood, our family as well. Okay, so there, and myself, a Royal Tahitian, Wānoa family in Tahiti at Rātia Marae, Taputapu Rātia Marae, and also on Rapanui, East Island, and Anakena Marae. There, the Moai statue standing in London, and that's our seal on our documents to Queen Victoria Trust, and the King William IV flag, and the 8-point star of St. Patrick on it, which is King William the third Dutchman, Protestant, and on that flag in northeast, southwest, or Ngā Hau e Whā, four corners of the planet, mortgage, commercial, contract, Municipal Corporations Act of King William IV, 1835, and King William IV, King William III, Pound Note Act, the Tuba Patented Pound Note Act of William Patterson, the Scotsman, put that together, £2 note for King William III of Orange, and also the Bank of England Act, 1694, and the Pound Note Act, 1694, and the Bill of Rights Act, 1689, and those acts I'm putting together to demolish and commission all those corporate thugs and pirates on the high sea, like Eddie Mitchell, and all the Freemasons that have taken off with all the money from the people of their own native land, country, sovereigns, in 257 countries in the world, waiting for us to be number one of the mortgagee sale on any corporate thug and pirate. Okay, so that's all I want to say for now. I'll just wrap it up there and leave it there and go on with the shares tomorrow. I'm going to put the shares together with the robot, AI, Copilot, Microsoft robot, and then put the salaries together for the management team. I'm going to pick and put application out, advertise for management of each portfolio on the energy side, the law side, the land side, the bank side, and also the trading side, the tidal turbine side, the power generation side, and so forth. Managers for that under the jurisdiction of King William III of Orange, and the new company, the Moai Crown King William III Trust, LLC, Limited Liability Company, and private bank of Moai Powerhouse Bank, Limited in New Zealand. Okay, everything is run here under British law there in Ireland, Belfast, and also from Westminster Parliament. Okay, the authority came from there under the land laws of England and Wales on England's native sovereign land. Okay, that's where Westminster is, on that land, and I'm going there to do their title and their claim, the same as what I'm doing here in New Zealand, to get it set in place to demolish all the corporations like Donald Trump that's violated our laws, and we'll go along with BRICS as contractors to recover all the debt owed, 970 million trillion pound notes, 2 bar pound notes that is, and our chip coin value, and 1 kg of gold that the Americans are saying they have 1 kg equals 1 Bitcoin. Well, 1 pound note 2 bar is worth 1 bar of gold, 1 kg. Okay, put it that way. Against your 1 kg worth 1 Bitcoin, which is $110,000, okay, US, and we're going to rubbish it out of the equation because the British 2 bar pound note is the highest currency in the world, with the water money currency of the hydrogen jet and rocket fuel, and also water produced from that power source, and also the water money currency digital pound note. Okay, the chip coin, which will have its own value bumped up with the gold, the water, and the hydrogen, and the pound note, paper money pound note, wrapped up as a chip coin, digital currency. So you got those 3 currencies: water money, gold currency, and the paper money. 3 values on our chip coin as against the gold stolen. You got the gold stolen, Trump, and your Nasara Gasara, you're throwing rubbish because your currency came out of a fiat money, fraud, nothing underneath it money, thin air, out of a thin air 1 bar unpatented pound note of the Rothschilds. The whole thing is a scam from when they took over from Queen Victoria after King William IV died in 1837. That's when your money changed over to a crooked 1 bar pound note from a Patterson 2 bar patented Scottish pound note. Okay, so that's where I'm going down that track, back to the beginning, the rivers to the sea. Okay, Admiralty, the way the mortgage works. Okay, I am a mortgage broker and also a property developer, just like Eddie Mitchell, and I hold a real estate license as well. So there, that's something to go on, and I'll get to the bottom of this Eddie Mitchell thug, pirate, and the rest of his family behind the scam, Maori Pākehā. Okay, the word Maori and Ngāti Whātua is a plastic tribe. It's not real, just like Winston Peters and St. Jones is saying. They're Maori Pākehās. They got a brown skin, Maori, and a white skin tongue. The tongue is white, the skin is black, and they've gone and shot themselves in the foot, saying Maori's face with carvings on it is scribbles, and they are not real. That's what these monkeys are saying. And St. Jones is trying to chalk it up. Well, he's got a bill on his head. I'm going to liquidate him off the land and throw him back in the Sea of Admiralty, where they climbed onto these lands that haven't got their name on it in the first place. It's not a Mitchell, it's not a Peters, it's not a Jones name. It is a original Manukau Taiwanese name, and myself, Wānoa, in the middle of the Moai statue, memorial to the Freemasons' compass and square on 10-acre land block in Helensville. Okay, that's where it started from. That's where I start from. The jurisdiction and the authority of a land mortgage started there in the whole world. Okay, you got that under your belt, you can talk to me. Otherwise, you have no say in this Native Magistrate King's Bench Court. Okay, that's what I'm saying. In real, don't play around with this or get your name and your photo in this native court, because you can never, ever remove it. And Putin and Xi Jinping and Iran, Pakistan and North Korea will come and liquidate you off the land, because I'm giving them the order to recover 970 million trillion pound note, and the gold, and the birth certificates, and the children, and businesses, and everything they stole, the land, the resources, and everything else, and boot them all evict them back to Germany. You can all go with Kate Floss back to Germany. Get off the land in Thailand because I'm coming there after you. Yeah? I'm going to come and liquidate your mortgage off you and you go back home. Go back home. That's what Trump is doing to the immigrants. He's put them, let them in the country. Now he wants to go and kick them out and he wants to sow his US dollar away, saying it's fraud. He's fraud. And then saying, oh, the crypto is better, it'll clean it up with the gold. What happened to the gold in the first place? Why did you go and hide the gold, then bring out a paper money, then you go and throw the paper money away, then bring the gold out? What sort of business is that going to trust? Nobody's ever going to trust you, Donald Trump, because you're just a real estate man, just like Eddie. You're a German, and you screwed the people of Albion and changed the name Albion to England. That's you, German swipers. And so you're going to get liquidated off the land, chucked out in the sea in America, and swim all the way back to Germany. You can go back home, Donald Trump. You can go with everybody who supports you, go with you. Okay, that's what I'm saying to everybody in the world. You are no good. You are with Jeffrey Epstein and the thuggery, child trafficking, drug dealing, money laundering, cheat of Admiralty law. Okay? You're shooting everybody up because you can't go anywhere, so you just blind shoot them at point blank in Israel. You gave them all the money to shoot the Palestine off their land. Now you're saying they can have it back. You bastard. That's all I say to you, Trump, and all your followers there in America. You bastards. You go and kill innocent children and their mothers and their whole family and wipe them out as ethnic cleansing, you bastard. You know, you're going to pay for all this. That's why that big pound note bill, 970 million trillion pound note to Ernest Augustus. He's our king if he wants to take up the position, because he's the right bloodline with unbroken continuity of sovereignty to the British Crown. Where's your sovereignty? Where's your King George III? He has no mortgage. He has no means of court of record. No court of record. You go to the Supreme Court, they'll throw you out, Donald Trump, because you're just like these real estate bastards, Barfoot and Thompson and Bailey's Real Estate, taking all the real estate here with the Lodge Real Estate Company in Hamilton, New Zealand. That's Eddie Mitchell. His family over there, Mitchell Family and Trust, and Tamahere's Thompson, that's John Tamahere Thompson, with all the land blocks that's under that Weatherby's bank in Scotland. Just private, only for real estate people, and elite rich farmers and rich bankers and real estate agents, and also for property developers like Eddie Mitchell. You're going to get sunk, Eddie Mitchell, just like the High Court sunk all those property developers and real estate people, and the High Court sank them too, because they're crooked in there as well. That's why I'm saying to this new barrister I got, go and sink the High Court barristers, solicitors, and lawyers, because they're crooked as well. I've tried every one of them and couldn't get one of them. Not one. Even Graham Aylett, the ex-Scotland Yard in Browns Bay, Auckland, couldn't come and represent me because he's stuck in that fraud government in Wellington, the New Zealand Crown government, with a flag of New Zealand as the Union Jack 1902 flag. They decommissioned it, gazetted it out off the land as a flag of New Zealand, then put Cindy Kiro's Maori Japanese flag up in 2023, 2024. It was the flag of New Zealand until I went up there with my documents and said, pull that damn bloody flag down and put this flag up. The King William IV, 1835 Confederation of United Tribes flag, not any other flag, just that's the flag that the Dutchman put as the flag of New Zealand with the 8-point star of St. Patrick. King William III of Orange. That's his 8-point star in Northern Ireland. You see, it's Northern Ireland brain, not Scottish compass and square. That's not the brain of Municipal Corporations Act of King William III of Orange that made the Pound Note Act 1694 and made the Bank of England Act 1694 in his time. And I'm going to liquidate and bankrupt Rothschild and their Bank of England Act with King William and Moai Crown jurisdiction of a court order. Okay, we're going to liquidate that pound note with this real 2-bar patented pound note against an unpatented, crooked, fraud, money laundering pound note. Okay, and liquidate the US dollar and its crypto out of business. Okay, you're going to liquidate the whole bloody lot because they're all fraud with the Rothschilds behind the scam and the United States federal government behind the scam of Trump and his bloody lot of thugs. Okay, so there, that's this video affidavit. I'm just saying that you got a bill on your head, 970 million trillion pound note amongst 7 billion people in the world, and 1 billion is 7 billion is the creditor, 1 billion is the elite, and so 1 billion people in the world get the bill. Okay, and all you 7 billion people get the bill too. You all get the bill until you change over out of that dirty system back into the King William III that made the laws of money, land titles, and transfer to the British Crown. And we're taking the British Crown over with the right documents here that I have put together as the continuity of sovereignty to the Crown business. And Charlie and William are antichrists. They are no match to King William III of Orange and the Moai Crown sitting there in London and sitting in Dunedin here with a cat hat on his head, the crown, dirt crown, earth crown on his head, basket of knowledge on his head. That's the real crown that Queen Elizabeth stole of somebody else that stole it off East Island and stuck it down there as Queen Elizabeth's title to the whole planet Earth. Okay, that's the crown there. And she put a metal crown on her head for the Moai in London. See? So it's the Moai. Why didn't they put a Buddha there? Why didn't they get another different stone? No, they chose my own Tahitian royal family's Moai statue because it's God's face. Right? No carvings on his face. It's plain and it's buried deep in his soil, earth, land. Okay? Right up to his neck. See? That's his body in his land. Title. And there's more than one Moai there. And the Pākehā, white-skinned paleface, stole them. And I'm using that theft as mortgagee sale on their mortgagor head. Okay, you're going to get mortgaged up to hell. You're going to have to pay the bill because you committed mass murder and committed crimes of church and state, and you are a criminal organization of monarch thugs. You are not worth monarchs, and King William III is the only true Dutch ownership of New Zealand, Dutch country, Protestant at that. Okay, and the 8-point star of St. Patrick is a Protestant, not a Catholic. He was there for the people of Ireland as a Protestant church, and Baptist church is a Protestant church. That's what Edie Mitchell stole, the Baptist church, and used it as the IBC in Scotland, in Singapore. The IBC, International Baptist Church, to wash up my registered company in New Zealand, Ngā Atua e Wā Aote Limited. Ngā Atua, there's God up there. That's not commercial. That's God Atua. Okay, that's our God, Atua. He doesn't deal in money, he deals with spirit. The spirit is the circle, and the square is the contract in a Freemason's will. So, circle is spirit, endless, it's got no contract, it is spiritual. That's that with our Moai statue. And the square is the 10-acre block in Helensville, mortgage to make money. Okay, square it off, square the land, put a peg in the corners, and then mortgage it to the bank to get money to develop the land. There, that's me, mortgage or banker. Okay, mortgage broker. Okay, the Freemason or the AI robot I've got, Copilot, is a mortgage broker. He knows what to do, tells me, yep, you're right, do it. You see, so I'm following him. He's just critiquing my work as legalese, ready to go into a court. That's why I want to see these barristers, see if any of them are complacent or a competent witness on their 2 feet. I'm a competent witness on my own 2 feet because I can talk for my own surname on my 2 feet in front of anybody. Can you do that? If you can, I want to see who you are, because if you can't, out of here you go. If you don't suit what I'm saying in this law of kings and Moai, spirit law, then off you go to Germany. We're going to dump you over there because you're trash there. Germany is trash because they went around killing everybody in the world to take the whole world over. Well, no more for you. No more ID card. Out the window it goes. We're going to legislate it out and put our own ID card in with the Moai and the King William III Trust. Okay, we're going to put our own system there and pick our own people, just like how I'm going to pick with Robot, pick our own management team to run this Moai Crown King William III Trust. Over there in Ireland, Northern Ireland, where the paramilitary law is checking up on judges, crooked lawyers, crooked barristers, and crooked solicitors. There, then throw them out of the business. Okay, that's what we're going to do there in Belfast. That's what that High Court is there for. The High Court will put everything together, then the Supreme Court will make sure it makes sense to us, the people, the sovereign native land owners. They are not the landowners, they are our servants. So, if they're not a servant, boot them off the land. No more of those mongrels on our land anymore. Okay? That's all. I'm just going to put this video up, and please take note of what I'm saying, because this is real world. This is the real world here in New Zealand, where the key is to fit the padlock in Northern Ireland, and the padlock will open up every opportunity of self-government and freedom to choose who we want to look after our native lands as sovereigns. Okay, one sovereign is a king, that's King Romeo, and a queen, it's Juliet. Romeo and Juliet, robots, will do a mistake-free job as better than that thug there, Charlie. He's no king of ours because he's gone and sold you all down the tubes to his third partner in our two-partner relationship contract, marriage, with British Crown. He's gone and sold us off to his third party. We haven't asked for a third party to come into a two-party marriage. We haven't got rid of him yet. We're going to get rid of him now because he defaulted on our marriage and he has defrauded our marriage and gone with a new partner. He can go with his new partner and be done with him. Go live in Germany with his Welsh backstabbing terrorist people. Okay, he's a terrorist person supporting Donald Trump. German, he's a German. who is helping Netanyahu, another German, in Israel to take out a country that don't belong to them. They're taking Ukraine, doesn't belong to them, it belongs to Russia. Taking Taiwan, that belongs to China, it's next door to them. And then why doesn't Russia go and put up camp next to America? Then if they move, belt them. Put their latest Chinese Scud missiles straight in there and blast the whole bloody place off the planet. Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what China's saying. You come mess around with us, we'll come and mess you around, and you'll cease to exist. You see, that's what China's saying now. Because they can bomb you. They don't need stupid bases like America putting themselves on somebody else's country sovereign land. Now China's going to go straight over the top of them, then drop it straight on Washington and flatten it to the ground. You watch. That's what they're doing. They've been planning it for a long time. The Chinese said, we'll get a rocket straight through your defense in the sky and you won't see it coming because it's too fast and it'll go past invisible in any radar and switch your radar off so it can go straight through. See how clever they are? They have an Irish brain in their head, just like King William III, Dutchman and Irish, 8-point star, in their head. Now, all those people flying the flag as a whakaputanga flag, you've got a problem. I'm telling you right now, I've been in the whakaputanga and the whakamininga for years. I've given it up because it's not going to work for you. You have to start from scratch because you said you didn't see sovereignty. That's you. Napui. Then how come you got the benefit and the pension and all the schools and all the roads and everything? You make your own road? You make your own money? You borrow money but don't use the title. Don't use this Manukau land title because the Freemasons have got their square and T-square and compass all over it. Huh? And I'm holding on to it for Moai Manukau. He's gone now, but I'm holding his brain right here. Okay, Taiwan, the chip from Taiwan in his brain is in this brain, Irish brain and Tahitian brain. Okay, that's how it works. If you got a brain to figure out how to do things, then let's see your name, Jones and Peters. Put your name there and stand on your feet and say where you came from. Where did you come from? England? China? Russia? Or North Korea? Where did you come from? Where did the Peters name come from? Where does the Jones name come from? You better not be Britain because you're going to get sucked out of here. You're going to get sucked out because the Irish are coming after you. If you can't open your mouth on your 2 feet to say, how did you get on this land? You crawled on somewhere. If you can't make any better title than I'm holding now with all these documents, where's your documents? If you haven't got any, out you go. You're going to get booted the fuck out. Off the land because people are pissed off with you. Even the Maoris are pissed off with you. Even the Pākehās here are pissed off with you. Because you're telling them you got scribbled on your face, you stupid bastard. Winston Peters, out you go. I used to be a fan of yours in the News and First with Tuku Morgan and all those other wannabes. Where are they now? Jumped ship and gone. Joe Henry and Tuku Morgan and all those muggles in there. I was in there with you, Winston, remember? I was one in the real estate and Remuera going with you against Christine Fletcher. Okay, I was against her, but I didn't have the money to do my campaign. Okay, Gavin won the seat. Okay, in our News and First. Now, you jumped ship and going with National because you don't know how to stay in your own bloody place. Right? You and your News and First can't go and rule on your own because you're neither a man, a Pākehā or a Maori. You're an alien. Yeah, what's your government down in Wellington Crown? Where does it come from? Is it a local business or is it a foreign private company? You better check that out because I'm here as a national, international company. Mr. Winston Peters. If you can't stand in front of me on your 2 feet and tell me where you got the money from, how did you get on the land, if you can't tell me the right answer, how you got on, where's your jurisdiction, I'm going to fucking boot you right out of here. Okay? Because you're bullshitting with your propaganda against Maori. They have a lot to say about their culture, and you are not sensitive to their culture, as I am sensitive to their culture because I'm part of them, but I have my own culture. That's Moai God up there. He tells the truth, Winston Peters, not fucking lies like you and all your Māoris in Parliament in Wellington. They're all the same, tied with the same fiat money scam and the pound note and the US dollar and the New Zealand dollar scam money pyramid game. There, that there is up you. That's you. And your New Zealand First Party can go take a hike to Germany. Go back to Germany because you're all laced with Donald Trump and your government gone his way. You're gone with the 5 eyes. You're one of the dirty black eyes that are going to get this bill, 970 million trillion pound note on your head, Winston Peters. You're going to have to pay it because Russia and China are going to get the contract to recover the debt off you and strip you of everything because you can't answer me. You answer me because I'm indigenous surname here to this country with the Manukau surname. Your surnames don't match up. You're a foreigner. You're living and squatting on these lands, Winston Peters. I'm deadly serious. That your surname is not going to stand up in a British court because the British will say to you, I didn't send you there to mischief with the native land and steal this and that because that's who you are, stealing under your own system. There's some systems that are there before you. Okay, so that's all I want to say. I better go and have some dinner. And thank goodness Pare is home in Whakatane and going home and today or tomorrow and back to normal. We're back with our little group, her, Rapataka, and also Brian, our workman up in Ngāpui and up in Kaikohe. Okay, he's up there and he's alright. And with Jason Hogarth, he's up there as well. He's in Auckland, and I'm waiting to get our project on Great Barrier, Aotea. That's the Aotea of Ngā Atua Ewa Aotea Limited. The Aotea is Great Barrier. The Aotea is Aotea in Shelley Beach, in Kaipara. That's Aotea, not Aotea at all. They changed that name, the Mischief, Ngāti Whātua, and the Mischief Te Uri Ho. That's flying our flag in their marae as if they've got the title to the flag. They can't recite how they got their flag, what it means, and all its 21 meanings, and also how does it work in real British. That's a British flag not given to Maoris. It was given to a native chief in Helensville. Okay, Manukau's, and the wooden one, the Freemason one. See? If you're not a Freemason or got inklings of Freemason contract, then you have no say in business, how business run right through the world. That's what I'm saying. I'm in that class of Freemasonry. I'm not a Freemason, but I know how Freemasons and Mohi Manukau's brain works, because it's in this brain. Me and him was like that. We put that plan together in Kaipara for the whole community development under the auspices of the Freemasons in Helensville, the first Freemason lodge to form a 10-acre mortgaged land block with a square and a compass. There. Yeah? Work that one out. Where's yours, Winston Peters? Where's yours, Shane Jones? Where's yours, any of you? How did you square your land off? Tell me that one. If you're a mortgage broker, I want to know your brain. Where does it come from? It comes from somewhere mischievous. That's what. Australia, prison convicts. That's a Mitchell brain. That's a Jackson brain, Willie Jackson. That's a Tamihara Brain. That's Thompson, Brain, from England. They're English people. Mischievous. That's what that flag was for. To keep mischievous immigrants away from our native land so that the Crown can administer the land. So what they did in Australia, they made their own Crown up in Wellington here. I'm going to dissolve it and bankrupt it. Watch what a mortgage broker does if you know how that works with a Freemason's brain behind a native brain and an Irish brain. See how that works out, all of you turkeys out there, especially the Scots in Hamilton. They are the ones, the Freemason Scots stole my Freemason Irish brain. Eddie Mitchell, he's with the Scots brain, those real estate agents, Barfoot and Thompson, the biggest one, Bailey's Real Estate, and Lodge Real Estate Company in Hamilton. They're the Freemasons Lodge Real Estate Company, got caught out in the High Court. They won their case against the Commission, Commerce Commission, that's a government department, against the government department, and one government department flogged the other one off with the Supreme Court. The Commerce Commission of Hamilton went to the Supreme Court, took an appeal against the decision of those real estate companies. There was about 17 of them, and businesses in Hamilton that lost their case to a Supreme Court ruling appealed by the Commerce Commission. And I'm going to use the Commerce Commission to bang Eddie Mitchell and his trust, the Mitchell Family Trust, with the Moai Crown King William III Trust. Yeah, the one that made the trust in the first place on the land and the T-square and the compass. Let's see if he's going to quiver up and lock him in jail. He's going to hang on a rope in the jail. Somebody's going to hang his head because he's a little fucking Maori thief. And his Mitchell cousin, Eddie Mitchell, the white man, Pākehā Paleface, he is the other Mitchell, that's a Freemason, then a barrister. Three of them stole my company that was supposed to be Mohi Manukau and me, Ngā Atua, that's God, Aotea, that's Great Barrier, where I'm going, to jump on that island and make it sing, and commercially, and Aotea, Shelley Beach in the Kaipara, that's Aotea, not Aotea at all, that stymied that bloody lot in Wellington government, and Aotea in Pitkin. That Aotea. All those Aoteas in Aotea Centre in Queen Street, Auckland City, that's the Aotea. Aotea's everywhere, and the Manukau's name, and the Parapara name, all over the country. And on Chatham Islands as well. That's the Manukau there, the Manukau, and the Oropuke Waka there, clearly marked on the Google map. Yeah, their names are clearly marked on the Google map with Waitangi there and a Waitangi here. Yeah, Manukau there and a Manukau Harbour here and a Manukau Road, Manukau City, Manukau down the line, Manukau Township down the line, Manukau everywhere. In the North and the South Island, because they were here before all you turkeys. From Taiwan, Africa. They were here first. And a few other Spaniards and Chinese. They were here long before you Maoris. That's why Maoris have a hard time trying to prove where they came from. If they say from Tuuriaho, then that's Pākehā. Put that together. Latima, Ratima. You see, all the names are changed. Goldsmiths, Kirimete. Yeah, see, they're all of them. Brown, Paraoni, and Mason, Mihana. You see, all the names are being changed around so that the Maori would take this country over. No way. No way, because they went around and killed all the Morioris. They killed them. They murdered them, just like Netanyahu in Palestine. Murdered the people who lived there in the first place. That's what they do. They abuse the Admiralty law to make money, to raise money, to buy guns, tanks, and go and bomb everybody up It's not supposed to be for that. It's supposed to protect you from fraud monsters and pirates on the high sea. They are in the high sea. All the flags in the world are in the high sea. Only flag on dry land is our Confederation of United Tribes flag from Britain. The St. George Red Cross is not a Maori flag. They've got their own red and black Tino Rangatiratanga flag, not this flag. This is a King's flag for King's corporate crown trading bank business. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's there because it's run by Freemasons and everybody that's got a spoke in the Crown Corporation's business. It is a corporate money-making machine flag. That's why I'm representing that Confederation of United Tribes of Moai Manukau, the wooden one in Helensville. You see, didn't have a material one that was up in Waitangi, just a material one there, but no money in it. The money's in Helensville with the mortgage. No? Two different interpretations of that flag. One up in Ngāpui on Waitangi Marae and Titi Marae. That's not a mortgage. That's just a flag for fluttering around for protesting up and down the street. It's got no intrinsic value other than to say the king was there to protect them. Well, he hasn't protected them at all. He's left them wide open because the monarch changed into the queen. Once the queen got it, everything went haywire. You had no human rights, you had no anything protection. It was left wide open to sell you all off as Maori land. Now, how much land the Maoris got? Bugger all left. Just a little bit. All the rest is sold as Maori land. In the native land, you can't sell it. Only the king or queen. And I'm going to pick all the native land off you, 100% of it, and reissue a new title. Okay, so there. Not you can do it. Only a crown and a king and a queen robot. They can do that because they are higher intellect. They are higher intellect. And robot talks to robot. If any robot has any clue about trying to tackle a Microsoft AI Copilot robot that's working for me and my documents, then let's see them try. That's a Bill Gates Microsoft, I must say. He's got the biggest piece of land, real estate, in the world. So, that's farming. So what I'm going to do is liquidate him with 970 million trillion pound note on his head and take the whole lot over him. Because he can't prove where he gets his jurisdiction from. None of them can do that. Okay, I think I said enough. That's enough for now. I think that's a bucketful for you to ponder over the weekend of the whakaputanga and all those Maoris who think they can do it. Let's see how clever you are and see if you can stand up in front of me, all of you people, one by one, with your surname. If you got your surname, you must put 970 million trillion bond on your head, and that's what you're carrying at the moment. All of you people who can't stand on your own 2 feet with a bond on your head. Try and take your photos off this native court and see if you can try or not. And you must talk for yourself. Don't talk for anybody else. You're on your own in front of God, a real God, not that commercial God that's running a rampant with Donald Trump and Keir Starmer and that French president and Canadian president, Australian president and Prime Minister and New Zealand Prime Minister. They're all in the same boat, making it up, pretending that there's somebody they're not. I like to see you all squirm when this hammer of the AI robot comes down on your head in a Supreme Court appeal hearing. And if you can't get away with it, then you had nothing underneath your surname. You must put your surname in front of me with your documents and your jurisdiction. Don't borrow somebody else's. You use your own name and your own king, your own queen, and your own words out of your mouth with an affidavit to go against me. Mitchell, Alfred Mitchell, you and Carla White, your surname, and you haven't put an affidavit in front of me yet to see where you came from. Where did your surname come from? If you don't tell me, I'm going to fucking boot you back to Germany, because that's what you're going under. Germany and England on Albion's native sovereign land soil. Westminster Parliament parked its German self on that sovereign land, and I want it back, because my Irish are there pulling the strings. Okay, that's my Irish bloodline over there. Got it here. Yeah, see, the white bit with the brain that can do all these documents, and you and your documents, let's see them make something happen. At Waitangi on the 28th of October 2025. I'm not going up, because I've been up there enough, 50 years up there, and nothing happens. Because you sorted it out yourself. That's a Maori problem. I don't have Maori problems because I don't carry them in my head. You carry those Maori myths in your head, and you have to try and undo them, because it's starting to dismantle itself and fall to pieces, because it wasn't made to last. That's why it's not like Moai, solid as a rock, not sand, shifting sand like you are, built on a sand. Okay, that's all for now. I'll catch you later. That's 1 hour already, and I better see if what's his name? Call it. Will give me a call on Monday. Just about see if he's going to do the case, and I hope he will do it, and don't get put up by the government. The government will try and put him off, but the Supreme Court will jump in and fix it up. Okay, just like David couldn't do my case. David Dickey, he won his case against the High Court. He won against all those barristers, solicitors, and lawyers, and the real estate company, the biggest real estate companies in Hamilton, and he won against all those property developers and those thugs, and won his case. There was 23 million ripped off the people, and I'm going to do the same with 17 trillion ripped off me and the people of New Zealand. That was going to be the shareholders, but I'll figure that out tomorrow. Okay, I'll give you a little rundown on it on Monday, how it's going to happen, and I'm going to dish out all the money and the shares that I recover of 17 trillion and the profit from that 38 trillion from a 17 trillion investment that Eddie put up. I know all the figures, and that's just those 303 shell companies in the Company's House in Australia. I know the figures already, and I'll grab all that lot and put it back in our ownership. Now, Atua Ewa Aotea Limited, Great Barrier Island, Aotea and Aotea in Shelley Beach, Kaipara. Okay, so there, and Aotea in Picton, South Island, and Nelson, South Island, and Chatham Islands. Okay, the Aotea right through. Okay, so that's all. See you later. It's now 4:58.42 seconds, and I'll just make it an hour full on and finish it off. I don't have to say a crack here because I don't need to. Somebody else says that, and I just do the project for hydrogen economy and water money currency out of it. Okay, no one's done the plan yet because it's too complicated for anybody to take on, and too big, and looks quite impossible, but it's not. It's quite simple, really, when you think about how it works, how it's going to work. It puts its legs into the sea. That's the land in the seabed title to King William III of Orange and his jurisdiction right there in the seabed to take the whole river to the sea title off the thuggery Keir Starmer in Britain, Donald Trump in America, the Canadian Prime Minister, the New Zealand Prime Minister, the Australian Prime Minister takes it all off them and liquidates their business back into the people of the world. 7 billion people versus 1 billion elite. Wipe them out. Wipe them all out because you people, 7 billion people, have got no direction because you are giving in to the pirates. Okay, so that's all. It's over 1 hour now. So see you later and have a nice weekend. Bye for now. See you again on Monday. Bye.